Well, hello again, guys. We're going to be working again on the 48 Fleetmaster. We've got the driveline back together, ready to go back under the car, and like I said, I want to get the gas tank up in there and changed out before we do that. And it would just be nice to get this back under there for a couple reasons, really, so we can get it out of our floor space. And also then the car could be movable again if we needed to move it around. So we're going to do that. I've got the transmission torn apart over there. We're rebuilding that. I've got the engine at the machine shop, letting them go through it because there were a lot of concerns there. But it would just be nice to be getting some parts back on the car. Gas tank is from Chevs of the 40s, as is sending unit. I think these are straps, gas tank straps. And there's the filler neck grommet. All from Chevs of the 40s. I probably went through a lot of this with our members of the channel, man, 6 months ago. Could have even been more. I just kind of unboxed everything when I got my main shipment of parts in. When I restore something, man, we got all kinds of papers in there. What is that all about? Ooh, I see stickers. Got our straps and hardware. That'll go with those. I should just paint them now. They're already getting rusty. When I restore something for somebody, I ask for a minimum amount, a nominal fee, you know, to begin with. First of all, that ensures that they're serious about it, doing the job. But that way, my main parts order, my big first parts order, and the labor for tearing down a lot of the vehicle is already in my pocket, you know. I don't have to just immediately max out my credit cards on somebody else's project, so that happens later. I think all of their installation pages that pertain to that big order, they just threw in the fuel tank box. I could have had the majority of the project done, you know? Previous Stylemaster, I got the tank, man, I don't know if I just got it off of eBay or what I did, and it was okay, you know, perfectly functional, but I do expect this one to be a little bit better. Got the drain on the bottom, we got the fuel line outlet down there with a plug in it. We got our sending unit deal. The filler neck looks in the right spot. We got a gasket and hardware for the sending unit. Should be good to go. Just painting up my tank straps, Rust-Oleum semi-gloss black, same stuff I use on everything. What do you guys think of this stuff anymore? I mean, it's not the actual product, it's the can, the packaging, right? Ever since they went to that white nozzle that you can spray in any direction, it is just absolute garbage in my opinion. The properties of the product, of the paint, the anti-rust properties still, I guess, outweigh the pain in the butt factor as far as it just always clogs up. And I know a huge part of that is however much I do shake it, I should probably be shaking the can twice as much. And one thing that I do whenever I'm done painting, I put the little nozzle on my brake cleaner straw, and it still sprays back at you a little bit, but you know, run brake cleaner through there and clean that thing out, and that really helps. So anyway, it's just the dry time is the real pain, you know. There's a lot that's a pain about it. What do you guys do? Do you still use this? Do you use Krylon? I really like Duplicolor engine paints, and I've used them for random stuff like this. It dries quick, it looks great, it sprays great every time you pick up the can. There again, you can turn the can upside down and clear out the nozzle. It's just twice as expensive, you know. And I'm not sure about the anti-rust additives that is in this. So anyway, it is what it is. Now, who has the better gasket? The tank manufacturer or the sending unit manufacturer? One way to find out, I guess. It's getting just about warm enough to close the doors. The lovely blackbirds in the background singing their song. I see no difference, so we'll just pick one. Man, you have got a problem. Some just aren't happy until everybody's miserable, you know it. Anyway, one of the things we're going to do on this vehicle is replace the entire electrical system, and that certainly includes the fuel gauge. I can probably, once we get to that point, reach this electrical connection. It would be tight. Maybe what I'll do is just leave the tank a little bit loose. We'll get her hung up in there and just leave it a little down in the front so that we can easily get to that. Ready to go in. Oh. I'm gonna need a chisel for that bad boy. Oh, wow. Yeah. Makes a nice little trash can. Aw. The cushions, the rubber for the straps, it's real nice. They gave you plenty of stuff, and it looks like it's got adhesive on it. Well, maybe it did at one point. Anyway, they give you plenty really for what you need, and I know it's hard to see. It's even hard in person to see where it needs to be, but the little rails, or I don't know what you want to call it, that this butts up against underneath the trunk floor, center's about 14 inches, and so this is a groove, a low spot, so we need to be centered over that, and 19 will be plenty. So we're going to cut these here, and then we may even have enough here to cover the entire length of the strap. Oh yeah, we do. But you don't even need that much. I was going to cut them at 22 because, you know, you're only using the center 18 inches about. So they give you plenty of material to work with. Looks like we got the Derek Bierry special here, except it's not in the passenger seat. Yeah, I took that fuel line up so it wouldn't leak, and now I'm paying for it. Here we go. Oh man, I need an extension. Okay. Maybe I can just get it out of there anyway. Except I have a gas cap on. Gotta get that off. Okay. Well, that was easy enough. So was that. What is in my armpit? Oh, a clip. Got the tiniest. Well, maybe bring some tools, guy. Is there a hammer here? Hammer! Needing a hammer here. Bye-bye, Luke. You gonna hang on there, or what are you gonna do? You wanna be there for a while? Okay. Well, I'm gonna do something about you. Got old gas in the line. Got old gas in the boat tank, and we got old gas in the other tank. There we go. What are you going to say about that? Got nothing to say, huh? Easy as always. Well, goodness gracious, guy. So there's no stickum left, so I used some weather strip adhesive on here to try to keep them in place, and all it's done is just melt my new Rust-Oleum. I'm gonna leave it on there a while and let it dry, and hopefully it'll stick, at least in some spots, long enough to get them cinched down. Oh brother. Well now, yeah, so even though straps were supplied with the hardware didn't fit through the strap holes, so that that necessitated being drilled out, obviously. You may notice I'm just keeping the same carriage bolts in there. They are welded up top, but the threads are in perfectly good shape, so I'm just gonna leave them where they're at. There's no sense cutting those out just to replace them. Other than that, everything else is painted and replaced. I guess I'm gonna get the tank. The rubber's holding in there. It dried out and restuck to the metal, so that's good. All right. Okay, I guess I should have drilled that one out too. That there. Thank God. Where? Let me in there. Come on. Come on. Let me in there. I got nothing. I got nothing. Give me some slack, please. Oh. Why are you... these even necessary? I don't know. They don't even work with it. No, now I lost my threads. Ugh. Ugh. Now my arms are shot. No. The eternal problem. When I laid my hardware down in frustration, what did I do with it? Just start. No, you're. Well, I'm pretty sure you get the idea. Well, it's about 4 in the p.m. I had the plan of getting the tank in today and hopefully getting the rear axle in and the torque tube in. Got my hardware painted so it won't rust. If I was doing a absolute downright restoration on this thing, that all would have been recoated with black oxide, you know. But for what we're doing here, that is good. This project is a mechanical revitalization, I guess you could say. She's gonna be the terror of the town, you know, running good, running hot, 1940s style. And I don't mean hot in the sense that it's overheating. Forgot to mention, I also removed my rear shock absorbers. The left-hand one is still absorbing. The right-hand one, as you can see, it's got the old barnacle crustacean effect going on. That one, I think there is no fluid left in it. But this one, there certainly was. You know, these last few months I took you in. You were a mess. You weren't working. You were dirty. You were belligerent. You were just a problem. But I took you in, and I loved on you. and I cleaned you up. And I tried to help you become a productive member of society again. But yet you continue to be belligerent. You're so stubborn. What? Why do you fight me so hard? I tried to help you. And this is what I get? Get back in there! So guys, if you recall, this thing came out hard. I mean, maybe I didn't depict that well enough in video. I don't remember. But it hasn't appreciated anything I've done to it, you know. And it's going back the same way. I've got the left side, all the hardware in place. On the right side, however, sorry, I know it's dark over here, different matter. The front bolt is crooked in there. The whole spring must be crooked. So I'm going to have to, I've got cargo strap here. I'm going to have to, I think, ratchet this back end that way to the frame and try to get this whole spring moved, you know, cattywampus in order to get that bolt in. And then I can come back and try to line up the rear shackle. I don't have much more wiggle room to play around with back here because you really need to get this installed almost perfectly straight. Otherwise you're going to be trying to gouge your bushings out, you know. But we just do what we can. Alright, well, I've got the tank in, I've got the rear axle in. Car is now supported once again under the rear axle, so we could raise it up a little higher, make it a little easier on ourselves. Filler neck is hooked up. I need to get an adapter, thread adapter for the fuel line, so I'll do that later. I was just working on, way on the other side there, the parking brake cable and its little brackets. So I'm going to do this one, and then we are done back here for now. All hardware is tightened down. Yeah, so I'm going to do that, and we will continue on somewhere else. Okay, now that that is pretty well buttoned up for now, temporarily down there, I'm going to turn my attention to the engine compartment. I am going to start pulling and stripping and cutting and whatever else, everything in here. even headlights. I may even move the grill, or finish removing the grill. It's hanging on by a wing and a prayer anyway. Battery tray. We need to look into the steering gear. Just anything else. I want to strip it down. I want to hit it with semi-gloss black, clean it up, so that when our engine comes back, when I have my transmission rebuilt, this is all clean and ready to go. As you can see, I don't know, I haven't even run the numbers if this thing was originally gray. You see a gray, and then you see someone came back with a red, kind of a barn red, and then finally this white on top of everything. I'm not really sure what I want to do. I may mask off, and everything you see that isn't white, I just paint semi-gloss black. You know, if this thing is repainted one day or whatever, then obviously the firewall will have to be redone no matter what I do. So I could even get a little bit of white and paint that. And maybe that's just what I should do. I don't know. Here you can see, let's see, we have, I don't know if you can make it out, 372 is the paint number. And 48, that was called Dove Gray. So there's the original paint right there. Be kind of a cool car with that again. But that's not going to happen right now. So I'm just going to jump in here, get dirty, turn the fan back on. Flies are driving me nuts today. They know a change is coming. A change in the weather, that is. Obama's not showing up or anything. At least I hope not. Fairly obvious by now, I'm giving it the Krylon fog treatment, and I'm decided to just go white. You know, I might as well. That's the body color. No matter what you put on there, if it's repainted one day, the right thing to do, no matter what I do now, is to strip it all down and paint it with the body. So that's what I'm doing. One can down. No, it's not perfect. There's some spots that it's not perfect, okay, but it's gonna look a whole lot better. And if you haven't caught on by now, we're not going for perfect. We're not going for 100-point restoration here once again. So I'm gonna probably empty another half a can, one can, another, you know, a second can on here, and then when we proceed as far as putting things back together, the engine back in here, a lot of this will be replaced. That's getting paint on it. A lot of it will get cleaned up. So we'll, you know, I may pull my wire loom clips out, paint them black. Things will get cleaned up and it'll look better than it does right now. The flies are eating me alive. I'm going to turn the fan back on so that blows them away, and we'll take a look at it later, okay? Well, good morning, guys. The crickets certainly are happy. Anyway, whatever. We got our white paint on here last night. Now I want to paint the inner fenders and the frames and the cross member and anything you might see when you pop the hood open, and we want to get that nice and black. Before I do that, however, a guy really needs, I want to rebuild that steering gear. It looks like it's been really leaking for a really long time, you know. Kind of got the ball of grease effect going on there. So I'm going to make another video of that. Suffice to say, now I am going to remove that. We'll start that little project, and then once it's out, we'll get back to what we're doing here. So you can be looking for that video later. Right now, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing, okay? Okay, well, I've got a cross breeze going. I've got a little Rust-Oleum mixed up in my spot gun here. Just got to start painting, I guess. Probably should throw my glasses somewhere where they won't get overspray. You know, this is the arm hair sticking to the arm paint, after all. A switch gun. I always want to use that spot gun, but I never like it. I don't know why I keep doing it. Paint, this Rust-Oleum is just way too thick to be using in it. But I always gotta try, right? All right. Get down here by the... Oh. My Bluetooth speaker. I thought somebody was here. As you can tell, I shouldn't be left on my own. Difficult job with all the linkages and everything. We just do the best we can. The beauty is, if we see something we don't like later on, we just hit it with a rattle can of the same gloss type. Okay. Oh, it's better than 85 in here. No wonder I'm getting a little steamy. Whew. Anyway, there you go, guys. Kind of a haphazard little video working on the 48, but that's just the process of restoration work. You work on what you can, when you can, and I'm just taking you along for the ride. As always, we got the rear end back in, we got the gas tank replaced, we got the firewall kind of dolled up again, you know. Not perfect, but I'll continue to clean up the cables and replace what I can, what I need to, and you know, we may paint the clips for the wiring harness and get that all looking a little bit better. We got the inner fenders and the cross member repainted. That's all going to look a whole lot better. I took the time, I was hemming and hawing when I was doing the fuel tank there about the line. It's looking a little crusty, and I just decided, yeah, if there's any doubt, you better just replace it, especially when it's another guy's vehicle, right? And as I was pulling it out, I felt wetness on my fingers, smelled like gas, have a wet spot there, so we have a pinhole, at least one in it as it is. So, absolutely the right call. Any doubt about your steel lines, just replace them. Same thing with the brake lines. The one that ran parallel way in back with the fuel line, that's all crusty. That's going to have to be replaced before I let this thing go anywhere. Absolutely no doubt about the brake lines in my mind, you know. And I'll replace, we got a newer replacement up front here. I'll probably rerun that, but I'll see if I can get these out of this junction block, and we'll replace the two originals there. This one's going to the master cylinder, and then it goes to front and back. That was a lot of words, so I'm going to stop talking now. Man, the flies are after me, and I am dripping. Okay, that's disgusting. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. God bless you for it. We'll see you on the next one. I'm going to put my head under the faucet.